Alright, what's happening, my friends? Welcome back to the latest installment in the ongoing Star Wars Battlefront saga here on the channel. A little more Drop Zone as was promised. I did say you could probably expect to see some more Drop Zone coming here before too long. And here is my effort to deliver on that. So, it's Drop Zone gameplay. We are playing that on the Raider camp. Now, I don't get in this game much anymore. I just want to make that clear. I seem to say that I think almost every video. It's a weekly statement made on the Battlefront videos that I don't get on here too much anymore. And I feel like I have to say it because when I'm not on, I'm one of those players that has to play a game. Especially if it's competitive. I have to play the game like day in and day out. It has to be part of my daily regiment. Yes, I need a daily dose of the action to really keep the skills up, And if I'm not playing through the course of the week and then try and jump on to get a little bit of footage for the channel, I'm definitely not up to snuff. I'm not up to anywhere near that 100% mark. So I think a lot of the stuff you see is me at most 70%, And I just don't have the time to play it because I want to get other stuff going here on the channel. So my gaming time is focused on that right now. I will discuss kind of the equipment and the blaster here. Hopefully I'll get to it. But I'd like to talk about the Let's Play I've been working on. Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain. It's not really a mystery. I left a little hint at the tail end of one of the Battlefront videos, and then even referenced that in the video after that. The next one to release, in case you guys missed it. And I think I've even left it in a comment now at this point. So Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain, that's what I'd like to do here on the channel. That's the plan anyway. I've got quite a bit of content, quite a bit of the gameplay complete. So you should see it before too long. 42 videos have already been captured. It's just a matter of, and edited, just a matter of getting them rendered and rolled out here onto YouTube. So there'll be plenty to come, and it's going to happen. Viewership isn't really going to be a major factor since most of the gameplay's been completed and captured. So if 5 guys are tuning in to watch it, which is possible, then it's gonna roll to completion. So I guess what I'm trying to say. Beyond that, I'm also looking at some other stuff. So once behind the scenes, a lot of the stuff, for Metal Gear Solid, the Let's Play I'm going to do for that, it has been completed. I'll be able to get into some other stuff. Suggestions are always welcome from y'all if you want to see something in particular up here on the channel. I'm not going to make a promise towards it. I've been eyeballing a couple games in particular. I did mention in one of the previous Battlefront videos as well that I had picked up XCOM 2, and you could potentially see that here on the channel, although I haven't even gotten into the game yet. I haven't even played it once. It's been installed, but I have yet to play it because, well, like I said, much of my time has been going towards Metal Gear Solid right now. So I'm looking forward to getting into some of that soon, some XCOM 2 soon, checking it out. I thought, what I was thinking was that I was eyeballing Just Cause 3 as well, which I think is kind of a fan favorite. It's fun. Just some stupid fun to have out there. I have spent some time with the game. It's a pretty good time, and I've spent a lot of time. I was like a 97% complete on Just Cause 2, which is one hell of a feat when you think about if you're familiar with the game, and you think about everything that was going on out there that needed to be collected, etc., etc. So yeah, when that game was a little bit more relevant, I had spent quite a bit of time with it. So I've been looking at maybe doing a Just Cause 3 Let's Play here on the channel for a little stupid fun, and I thought to complement that, and this is where the XCOM 2 comes in, I thought to complement that, XCOM 2 might be some smart fun to have here on the channel. So, I don't know what exactly you can expect beyond Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain, but you can definitely expect that. Alright, so with all that said, let's get into the action. Let's take a look at the gear. Let's take a look at the loadout, the blaster, the weapon. This weapon, it's new. We're not finally. I've been trying to consistently keep things fresh here by mixing things up. However, as I've stated in the past, the arsenal in this game, the gear in this game, is quite limited. So there's before too long there won't be anything new to showcase. Anyway, what we're looking at here in my hands, the DLT-19. It's a heavy blaster, one of 2 available in the game currently. Now that may change with future, as the season pass content rolls on out. The other one being the RT-97C. That's the other heavy blaster. It was the very first. That was in the weapon showcased in the very first Battlefront video that I got up here on the channel. The one without a comm, and it's definitely the more favorable of the 2 heavy blasters. Its damage output is much higher. You'll rip guys apart, you'll tear guys down much faster with that other heavy blaster. This one, you have to work for your kills with it, and personally, I've considered this weapon pretty weak for some time now, if not the weakest, and I thought just to confirm one way or the other, because I'm not a big numbers guy when it comes to like checking out weapon stats and stuff like that. I discover these things, mostly through experience and play off of feel that way, So I've had my suspicions that this weapon was pretty weak, and mentally, personally, I've rated it pretty weak in when compared to the rest of the blasters in the arsenal. Anyway, to make a long story a little less long, I did go in, just before I started the comm, I went into the game and decided I would check out the stats on this weapon compared to the rest of the blasters. It is, in fact, the weakest. The damage output on this is quite limited. It's quite weak per round. So, like I said, you have to work for it. But it can get the job done, You have to stay true to your man, though, when you're targeting the guy who's scrambling. And you have to do some scrambling of your own. Obviously, there's got to be some sidestepping taking place, or you need to be spot on, and you need to nail a headshot or 2 to try and even the odds. However, if you're going up against a skilled player with like the E11 or the DH, I think it's what's it called, the DH-17, the little hand blaster, you're gonna have some problems, if you're carrying this weapon, this heavy blaster in particular. As far as the loadout goes, we're seeing something new here that I have yet to put on the channel, the personal shield. And if you've been watching closely, you'll see that it has saved my ass a couple of times already, and I've used it pretty well alongside the impact grenades, which are different than the thermals because, as their name denotes, they explode on impact. Now, initially, when I first designed this loadout, my personal shield loadout was initially designed as a grenadier's loadout. I had the personal shield in there for some protection. I had the impact grenades in one slot. I had the thermal grenades in another. And, I would run willy-nilly into some action, into a nest, into a swarm of enemies with the shield on. And I would, because the grenades, you can throw the grenades, they can get through the shield. The shield is really only effective against blaster fire. And unfortunately, my strategy, my idea of going like a shock trooping grenadier, where it would get right into the mix of the action with the shield up and have a grenade in each hand and be, dishing them out and then exit the area, just wasn't working well. The problem was that once you sustain a certain amount of damage, your shields come down, and you're left exposed with your grenade in your hand. Yes, you're holding your nades, and and you're done. You're done for at that point. So I had to. What was looked good on paper didn't really play it well in practice. So I had to make adjustments to the playstyle. And now, in fact, at this point, I find it really difficult to play without the jump pack. I've become a jump pack addict. Yes, we need a Jump Hackers Anonymous group for me or something. It's become an integral part of my playstyle. It is a staple in every one of my loadouts now, with the exception of 1 or 2. But even the Grenadier loadout was one of those, of the 1 or 2, and it's now sporting the jump pack as well. So, anyway, that's it for this round. Not bad numbers, not horrible. I was definitely my KDR was definitely decent. I was one of the few in there with the deaths still in the single digits, and I definitely helped out on the pods along the way. Anyway, appreciate y'all stopping in for this one. I hope to see you next time when it does roll out. But of course, and as always, until then, remember why it hurts. Later.